Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy and I'm going to give you an update on my progress with the Bellevue University Master of Science in Industrial Organizational Psychology program. The program is 12 classes long, 36 credit hours, and it's taken about a year and a half to get through the program. The intent of this video is to update you on a few classes that I've taken, and then I will do a separate video on my most recent class because it does require a lot of effort. If you're looking for a program that allows you to be challenged and grow, this program is for you. But I will say that it does require a high level of effort, a lot of reading, a lot of research. And if you're just looking for something to just get a piece of paper and not really apply yourself that much, then this program is probably not a right fit for you. So the last two classes that I took, and looking at my iPad, is personnel selection and measurement and design. And then I just got out of practicum and skills development. So personnel selection and measurement and design were not, well, they were challenging, but they were not overly difficult. I think that the program does a good job with giving you flexibility in how you do your assignments, but at the same time that can cause a lot of anxiety because you don't know if you're doing things right. As with other classes, a lot of reading, lots and lots of reading, and then being able to take what you're learning, apply it freely to your assignments within, of course, the parameters that have been set, and then also, if you're in a position to apply it to your organization. So I will say that if I was in a position to where I could have the conversations about these topics, that I would be able to do so in I would be able to definitely have a conversation. I may not be able to do it at advanced levels with those that may have experience, but I can at least, hold on my own. With the personnel selection and measurement design, I really look at those as, can we identify the right person with tools and do it in a way that doesn't really negatively impact people? So in other words, if there's a certain competency that I'm looking to assess if my candidates have, is there a tool out there that's reliable and has high reliability and high validity that will give me what I'm looking for, and at the same time not negatively impact people? And then another way to look at it is, if I'm trying to see if my workers are engaged, what are the tools out there, and or what can I create to help me properly assess what's going on? And that can be done in the form of surveys, interviews, focus groups, et cetera, et cetera. So what I took away from those two courses is it's really important to have tools that give you what you need and can prove consistently that it's giving you what you need, right? I wanted to insert a quick scenario that would help individuals understand the two courses that I was talking about: measurement and design and personnel selection. So let's say that I am hiring for technical support agents, and I want to ensure that they have certain competencies, specifically the ability to, deductive reasoning skills. So what I would want to do is make sure that I find a tool or some type of assessment or instrument that can help me measure deductive reasoning skills that has high validity, high reliability. So that way I ensure that it tests exactly what I want it to test and that it's consistent with producing the same result. And also ensure that it doesn't negatively impact those who may not have access to certain experiences or resources. And let's say that I'm able to get the right candidates into the door, and now I want to assess their engagement a few months later. Then what I would do is define what engagement is for the organization based on what organizational leaders want and or what's already out there in terms of research. And then I would structure a tool, if there's one that's not already out there, which there are, that would allow me to gather a lot of information via interviews, focus groups, surveys, and then take that information, assess it, and then identify root causes and propose to the organization, this is what's going on with engagement and this is how we can improve it. This last course with the practicum and skills development, I'm going to do a separate video on that because that class was very challenging for me. I am a hands-on learner, so reading is challenging for me, and even more so in this class because ideally we were to look at topics that we were interested in, find a gap in literature, and then present that in the form of a case study, or create a proposal, I should say, for our organization. So I'm not going to go too in depth, but what I will tell you is that I learned that I'm very capable, which that's one of the reasons that I got into this program. Very capable of taking on challenging tasks. I am juggling other things while I'm in this program, but I realize not only can I do it, but if this were the only thing that I was focusing on in corporate America, that I'd actually be pretty good at it. So I'm interested to see where my career takes me after I graduate from this program and I stop juggling so many things at one time. I really think that I would be a really a big value add. Just in having some of the conversations through the networking assignments that are required throughout the program, and as a part of the interviews for this program, like there's a lot of research that's out there that's not being used, and for someone to be empowered and educated and or exposed to that, and then have the space to be able to research, interpret, and apply, I think that that individual will make great impact to their organization. So I'm excited to see where things will go. So I'm going into statistics too. I don't know what to expect. I mean, I do know what to expect, but I don't know what to expect. I will be getting a tutor this time because I want to ensure that I really grasp what's going on. As I stated in my last video, in my MBA, I did take a class that exposed me to statistics, but these two classes are solely focused on statistics. And I know how important it is given my previous class of personnel selection. So what you should take away from this video is that the program's helping me. It's challenging me. If you're considering this as an option, be ready to make a huge investment and sacrifice for the things that you may hold near and dear to you, because there's a high level of effort that's required of this course in terms of reading and doing your assignments. You can't just wait until the last minute to do things, or you will not do very well. One thing that I will say is that mental health is extremely important. There were times when I was in this last class where I found myself being extremely anxious because I felt like I was not doing enough, and or I was not really grasping the assignments. Thankfully, I had a great professor who encouraged us to ask questions. Shout out to Dr. Stagger. And, you know, she really made it possible for me to grasp what was going on. And then, of course, the help from my mentor, which I'll get into in my next video. So I hope that this helps you. Have a great day.